Hello my crochet and crafty friends, this is Travel Crochet. My name is Tracy. Welcome to week 1 results of the Traveller's Wheel. Now, warning to everyone, the theme was a pun and the colour was polka dots. But warning, if you do not like a dad's joke, you may not like what is to follow. Because certainly a pun is a very good dad joke. I have seen some of the entries and some of these things. I cannot believe that those words will come out of my mouth, especially on a YouTube video. So it's going to be some of these very interesting entries, I must say. You have kept me entertained, everyone. So, as I said, the theme was a pun and the colour was polka dots. Now, for all of you who found this week extremely difficult, including myself, you will love to hear that those themes and colours are now taken off both the wheels, so they cannot come up again. Yes, for the very first week, I don't think anything harder could have come up on the wheels, yeah. So hopefully the wheels will be nice to us this week, but we'll spin those at the end. First of all, I will show my make. I was going to try and make more than one thing, but it didn't happen. So I have made one thing. So my entry is a puppuccino. So we have a puppy cappuccino and I have my polka dots in the cup, and look at me going for acrylic for the polka dots. The rest is a blanket chenille, which is a Portercraft blanket chenille yarn, so it's not quite the thickness of a like burnette blanket, and it's not as thin as a chenille, so it's a blanket chenille, so it's in between. Yeah, I used what did I use? A 5.5mm hook for these, and I think his eyes were 12mm and a tiny little safety nose there. It was quite a fast make actually. So I actually purchased this pattern on Etsy by Brits Stitched. Now this pattern actually comes with the puppuccino and a kit tee, so a kitty. I decided to make the puppuccino for this one, but I'm pretty sure that I'm hoping to make the kitty before my market. So there we go. That is my entry. Now we'll move on to all of your wonderful entries. We had quite a few email entries for this first week, which is really great for copy and pasting into my document here where I write everything down. But I also have learnt that I can copy and paste off Instagram as well, which is really useful. Now, for those of you, if you didn't watch Crochet Roulette when I had those 10 weeks, just for my use and ease of, I look at the photos on my computer here so I can know what I'm talking about when I'm listing the people, the makes that people have entered, so I can actually look at the photo as I'm talking about it. Chris has actually, like I promised, created me a little list here of some Australian equivalents for words for good or fantastic, awesome, excellent. So we might learn some Aussie slang as well while we're doing that. But if I use that, I'll explain which words that, or some of them might be obvious. Some of them I'll need to explain. Anyway, let's get this going. We have 25 entries for the very first difficult week, which I'm surprised we actually got that many, because a lot of people said it was harder than the hardest week for Crochet Roulette, and I agree with that. Anyway, let's get going. I have the photos up on my screen here and we will get started. Okay, number one was from Anne-Marie Hollier, an email entry. Thank you, Anne-Marie. So for this challenge, Anne-Marie made a bookworm. So definitely a pun there. And she says the worm is bendable and can be a fidget toy as well. The worm pattern is by Nikki's Homemade Crafts, and the book she freehanded and just used some wool that she had at home. So definitely a great pun there. And doesn't say hook size or anything like that, but that's fantastic. The the worm coming out of the book. I love that. So thank you very much, Anne-Marie, for doing that. A bookworm is definitely a good pun. And yeah, I'm amazed at the different entries we ended up with this week, and a lot of them I definitely would not have thought of, and that bookworm was definitely one of those. All right, let's pick a word from Chris's list. That was bonza. So bonza is another word for awesome and excellent. So there you go. All right, number two is from Antisocial Auntie, and she also emailed her entry in. And I'll go to the next photo. All right, and I didn't even think of this when she made her entry, and she said she made the most obvious pun, and I'm thinking most obvious, and she said she made a polka dot. So she's made a dot, the circle, and the polka is the accordion that you play the polka music with. So she says that was the obvious pun. Well, it wasn't that obvious to me, but excellent idea. And as she says, you look at it, it is written there right in front of us. She said it made her laugh when she realized that the wheels actually made the pun. That's true. So the accordion is made with rainbow cotton 888 with a 3.5mm hook, and from a pattern by Monchu Amigurumi and Crochet called Unusual AI. Okay. There will definitely be a weird AI doll being made in the future. Oh, okay. The dot is scrap old burlap blanket yarn and an 8mm hook. So thank you, Antisocial Auntie, for that entry. I do appreciate that. All right, let's pick another name. That was Butte. Butte, another name for great or excellent. Thank you for that. All right, next photo. Next entry, number 3, is from Connie the Crocheter, and Connie has made an axolotl. So not an axolotl, but an axolotl. This pattern is by Brit Stitch, so the same designer as this guy, so she must make a few puns by the sounds of it. She used Premier Parfait pom-pom yarn in the colour Neon Light to give the polka dots on the cup. That is a brilliant idea. And the axolotl was done in posh yarn with a 4mm hook. Fabulous. So I didn't realize that she had different versions of this one. I must have just saw that on Etsy and said, yep, that's what I need for the challenge, and didn't look further. So I'll have to look at her Etsy store to see what else she has, because I think these would sell quite well at market, I believe. Yeah, I think people, especially if you have a sign that says what they are, people get especially the dads will get the old dad joke out of it. So, all right. I don't know if Chris has given me 25 different options here to choose from. All right, we'll go with Ace. That was Ace, or excellent or great. Thank you, Connie. Okay, next one. The next one is another email entry from Deb Morgana. I hope that's how I pronounce your surname. and she said, this is my cap. That's the pun, with polka dots. So a cap, or her hat with, and she's put the polka dots in the cap. So that is an excellent idea. And like we said, it doesn't have to be an amigurumi make. It can be clothing, wearables, pillows, coasters, whatever you come up with, as long as it's related to crochet. It can be crochet hooks and stitch markers, as long as it's related to crochet. So thank you so much, Deb, for that. That is all the information that I was provided there, so I can't let you know what yarn or hook size with that one, but thank you. That was marvelous. I don't think I have to explain that one. Okay, next up is from Delicate Works, number 5. And she has made a pig dressed as Picasso with a polka dot overalls. This pattern is by the Crochet Zoologist. I love that pattern. I'm going to have to get that one. I think it is gorgeous and I love it. They definitely a great pun with Picasso. And I love it. You've got the paint all over his overalls for the polka dots, so even the polka dots could be on the easel there. So you've got multiple polka dots. Well done. Let's say that's a ripper. Fantastic or great? Yep, definitely a ripper, that one. Very Aussie slang, that one. All right, number 6 is from Max from Eat the Rich Art. Now Max informs me that they have just started a brand new YouTube channel, so I went on there today and subscribed straight away. I will go back later and watch your videos. I haven't had time as yet because this has taken up a lot of my time recently, but Max has made a tush room. So a mushroom with a tushy. Love it. So what has Max written here? Made a tush room, and Max just wanted to say thank you for the inspiration to actually start their own YouTube channel. She said, between myself, Robin from Notting Hook Crochet, and Debbie from Coastal Crochet UK, it's really given them the confidence to just go for it and start sharing their crochet journey. So you are welcome, Max. Best of luck for your crochet journey on your new YouTube channel. I will have the link, as with everyone else's links, in the description, so if you want to go and check out Max's brand new YouTube channel and go and subscribe and give them some of our support and love. It's always a really big thing, as people would be aware, to put yourself in front of a camera and feel comfortable enough to talk in front of a camera. It's a really big thing to take that first step. So congratulations, Max, and I hope your journey goes well for you. Anyway, thank you for your entry. We'll hope to see you each week if possible. All right, next up we have 2 entries from Trish from Gday Crochet AU, and again Trish also has Instagram and YouTube, and she's growing slowly on her YouTube channel, which is a good way to do it. And she's trying out different things to see what her audience enjoys watching, so she's enjoying the feedback and the comments after each video. So it's the only way we learn to know what our viewers and audience likes to see from us, is just the feedback that we get. So that's fantastic. So Trish has made, her first make was a dandelion. So we have a lion that is a dandelion as well. So a flower lion. I love it. That's a very good pun. Now the pattern was by Chelsea, And Trish used Millens in yellow for the face. The Millens, I think that looks like the Mystical from what I see in the photo there. And then she's used the Motivera blanket yarn from Spotlight in white, spearmint, and yellow, the different yellow for the muzzle in Motivera. And used a 5mm hook with that. 5mm hook, you must have very tight tension. Trish, I think, what do I use for that? I think I use a 6.5mm for that size, so yeah. And her second entry, next photo, we've got some different views of the photo there. Trish had actually forgotten to forward these photos to me. I had to ask her for it because she put it up on her video but forgot to forward it to me, and she made a caterpillar. So it's part cat, part pill. So that was a different take on the pun. And Trish just made this up, made up the pattern herself. It's a take on a loaf cat, except the pill is extra long and the cat has 6 legs like a caterpillar, but it's a pill, a cat, and a caterpillar all in one. So it's kind of 3 things in one. Well done, Trish. That was an excellent entry. Trying to see what yarn. I think that might be the new velour yarn by the looks of that photo in the yellow, and maybe the Joy and Jolly yarn in the red. I'm only guessing. We didn't get around to that information. But thanks, Trish, for your entry. All right, number 8 is a brand new person that's entered this week as well. I don't know how to actually pronounce this. It's Triple G Addy Crochet. Yeah, I'm not sure how is it. Yeah, I'll sound like I've got a stutter if I try and say it the way it's spelled, but Triple G Addy Crochet. And they have made their version of a polka dot T-Rex. And we have polka dots in the cup there, and also lots of different dots in the actual T-Rex. So she took inspiration from the cable and canvas to make a pop-up T-Rex, holding her lemon ginger tea bag. But she just winged the whole design, so actually didn't use a pattern. The cup is made with burnout blanket and a size 6 hook. The T-Rex is made with Sweet Snuggles Light and a size 5 hook. And she weighted the teacup with poly pellets to help it sit flat. And she said that it was a great challenge and got the creative juices flowing. Fantastic. And she says, by the way, her name is Lipton. Lipton tea, hey? Love it. Beautiful colours that you've used there, and definitely a good pun. All right, we'll get it back to our list. Let's say that was beaut. Great or excellent. All right, number 9 is from Gina Spears. It was an email entry. And Gina has also made a T-Rex, and she said that she's used Loops and Threads Petite Pearl with a 3.5mm hook for the teacup, and the T-Rex. The pattern is by Skein Spider, who's an Australian YouTuber in a video tutorial, and she created her own polka dots and sewed them on the teapot. Very much like I did with mine. The tea bag pattern was a video tutorial by Storybook Crochet, and she used acrylic yarn and a 3.5mm hook with that. And she said they were both great patterns. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Gina, for your entry. I love the colours that you used. Fabulous. And yes, got a couple of T-Rexes there, but a lot of animals in cups. So let's just say that was exceptional. Thank you very much. All right, the next one. This is one of the ones that I thought, I never thought I would say these words on YouTube. So I'm glad that, so this one is number 10 from Handmade by H UK. Now she's done some explanations here, thank goodness. All right, I'm going to read. I have the picture up. Okay, his name is Richard. He has spots. He is known as the Spotted Dick. For your information, a spotted dick in English, in England or in the UK, is an English steamed pudding, and Dick is a shortened version of the name Richard. He also could be accused of having a giraffe, which means having a laugh. Now you can see where Australia gets their slang words from our from the UK. She said that she had fun with thinking of this week's theme. Oh, I bet you did. And she's used DK 8-ply yarn with a 3mm hook, and he is 10 inches tall. I don't know if I feel comfortable talking about how the size when we're talking about a spotted dick, but anyway, it is a YouTube tutorial by Elain. Thank you, Helen, for that. You knew that I'd have to say this. And it certainly got me laughing when I saw your post and what I had to say. So we really need a really good, which one am I going to use for this one? Okay, I think this one suits this one. That was shit hot. Absolutely. Really good. Shit hot. If I had to use those sort of words, I have to use that one for explaining that entry. Thanks, Helen. I appreciate it. And I'm sure we're all having a laugh right now. Next one. Okay, the next one is number 11 from Jackie Jasper. And Jackie has entered a cactus, not a cactus, a cactus. So the pot is a cat and we have a cactus in the pot. And she says it's a free pattern on YouTube by Enys Crochet, ENYS Crochet. And she used a 5mm hook with Yarn Smith's chenille chunky yarn. Very good, an excellent pun there. That is exceptional, exceptional. Like I said, some of these words we don't have to explain. But thank you, Jackie, I appreciate your entry. Okay, next one is another new person that has decided to join us for Traveller's Wheel. And it's Jenny McAdam, and this was an email entry. And she has made a Dynamite, which is a free pattern on Instagram from Kaylee Crochet, made with a 5mm hook using Millens from Spotlight. And she free-handed the bag and Dynamite using Portercraft yarn and a 4.5mm hook. That's beautiful. I like the take on the words there. Dynamite. And she's also made a dinosaur. So we got a dynamite, a dinosaur holding dynamite, and a dino with a saw. Love it. And this is also a free pattern on Instagram from Dr. Choco Crochet, made with a 5mm hook using Millens from Spotlight, and she freehanded the saw using acrylic Marvel yarn from Spotlight with a 3mm hook. Now that was a very, very smart of you to come up with those puns. Excellent. No, let's say sterling. Very sterling, those entries. Love it. Okay, next up. Oh, this one. Another one that I never thought I would be saying on YouTube. Number 13 is from our friend at Judy from Which Piece Craft. And Judy has her YouTube channel as well. Now, apparently, if you want to find out a pun, you either ask your teenage son or your husband. She asked her teenage son. And so we have Trevor Turtle. Turtle. The emoji, the poo emoji. Turtle. So in Australia, I don't know if it's internationally, another word for poo is a turd. So we have Trevor Turtle. And apparently he eats a lot of peas and corn, and that's where his polka dots have come from. And here is a result of our lack of care of the environment. Oh dear. It's a paid for pattern on Etsy by D&I Creations, and it's called the Emoji Poo Turtle. And this is her adaptation of it. She's used spotlight blanket yarn using a 6mm hook. Thank you, Judy, so much for that. Oh, I really should have kept the shit hot for this one, shouldn't I? I'm gonna have to say that for this one as well, because that's gotta suit that. Oh Lord. Yep, definitely two things for this video that I never thought I'd be saying on YouTube. I think you guys deliberately do this to me, don't you? It's all in fun. I enjoy it, every second of it. Thanks, Judy. Oh boy. All right, next up is number 14, Laura Lane's Crochet. Now, Laura actually made 2 items for this week. I don't know how people came up with 2 things. It was hard enough coming up with one. Now, the first one is a dragon fruit. And the dragon pattern was crocheted by Jenna Patton, and the egg she freehanded. But yes, a dragon fruit, very good pun on the fruit and a dragon together. And the next one is a holy cow. I love it. But that is all the information I had on that one, and that was all that was on their post. But I love it. Holy cow. I thought that was hilarious. All right, what word are we going to use with this? Fan-bloody-tastic. Definitely. Real good, great, or excellent. Fan-bloody-tastic. Absolutely. Okay, next one. Number 15 is from Mama D's Crochet Creations. So Mama D's has joined us for the first time for Traveller's Wheel. Thank you and welcome. And she has also made a holy cow, but a different type of holy cow. Hasn't got a hole in the middle of it. No, it's a holy angelic cow that has wings. Love it. The cow pattern is by @Stitches Creations. The wing pattern is from allfreecrochet.com, and she has used Parfait Chunky for the cow and Baby Burnett for the wings. Thank you so much for that entry. We have different versions of the holy cow. I like that. One is very celestial and holy, and the other one is literally holy. Okay. We'll say that is stupendous. Thank you. Number 16, entry is from Mel Likes to Crochet. So Mel has joined us again for the Traveller's Wheel. And she said it took her ages and a lot of Googling and a comment on a Reddit post, which led her to Croutons Crochet. And there, the first entry she had is, ice cream. The ice cream is screaming. She mashed up the pattern from Croutons Crochet with the ice cream in Crochet by Jenna's book. It's supposed to be mint chocolate chip ice cream and the chopped chips are her polka dots, and she says near enough is good enough. Exactly. And then her next entry is, the ice cream was made with Paddy's Plush yarn and the cone was in a really good chenille yarn. And next up she made a crab cake. I think that's funny. I'm not sure if other countries have crab cakes. We do have crab cakes here. And she said just because she cannot just make one. And she said Justin gave it a chuckle, so it must be punny enough. Oh, we have dad jokes going everywhere. This pattern is by Croutons Crochet and the yarn is Zaddy Crafts. Thanks, Mel. I really enjoyed your entries. All right, let's give a name to you. First rate. First rate, absolutely first rate. All right, next entry from number 17, Nora Spence, another email entry. And Nora has made a corn dog. I love it. And she said that she hopes that the confetti dots in the green yarn will count for the polka dots. Well, if you say it is, it is. It's a free Instagram pattern from Kingdom Knots. The yellow yarn is Loops and Threads Cozy Cup, and the green yarn is Parfait Chunky Pom Pom, but she didn't know the colorway. She used a 4.5mm hook. Absolutely love it. Corn dog. Love it. Don't want to eat that one. Love it, love it. Thank you. All right, what word are we going to use? Splendid. That was splendid. Next up we have entry number 18 from Ottawise or Diana, but she actually emailed her entry because she said it would help me copy and paste, so I appreciate that. And she has her dash mel shape. I can say it. Dashmation. It's meant to be a dachshund and a Dalmatian together. Hot dog. So it's a dachshund Dalmatian with a hot dog. I'll just say it like that. I can't pronounce it otherwise. And he has his pals, Catsup and Mousted. So Catsup is the ketchup and the Mousted is mustard. Love it. So we have like 4 animals in one. This one, it's a really complex one and it's fantastic. So the dog and bun pattern is the LA crochet pattern that she has adapted obviously to a Dalmatian / dachshund or dachshund or however you pronounce it. The cat is adapted from My Universe 64 pattern, Loso Kitty. And the mouse is a heavily adapted from Breathe the Mouse from Chloe Plushies. And what a absolutely amazing make with 4 animals in one. Now we're going to have to find a really good word for this one. Up to snuff, which means great or very good. Up to snuff. Thank you, Diana. I appreciate your entry. Next up is number 19, Elain from Penguin Place Crafts. So Elain has managed to give us 2 entries, which is amazing. The first one is He's a Fun Guy, the play on fungi, fungi. Little mushroom there, little fungi. He is a fun guy. got the big smile on his face. The pattern is Mushy Crushy, which is a free Instagram pattern by Crochet, and she's made it with worsted weight yarn. Next up, we have another cow, but this one is a cash cow. The polka dots have either a dollar sign or a cent sign on them, and which she added with fabric paint. And she embroidered the green dollar signs on both sides. Cash cow, love it. I need one of them. As long as they give you their cash. The pattern is from the book Whimsical Stitches by Lauren Espy, and she used, as usual she said, worsted weight yarn. She went rogue with the tail, just pulling up a loop of yarn and making a short chain with 2 strands of yarn, then unraveling the ends. Excellent idea. I love that, cash cow. You're doing so well with coming up with the puns. All right, that was beaut, great or excellent. Number 20 is from Randomly Dana, and she has made a chili dog. Now this dog is very cold and has a scarf and a beanie on, so the chili dog is hopefully warming up. The dog pattern is a Madeline Mako pattern, and she has used Burnett Pebble Dot and Premier Basic Chenille in Caramel and a 6.5mm hook. She freehanded the hat and scarf, and she used a velvet chenille from Amazon and a 5mm hook for those. Fabulous. So the yarn has actually got the dots and the polka dots in it. Excellent idea. Thank you so much, Dana. That was, what haven't I used? A bottler. Bottler is something that is excellent. I love it. Thank you. All right. Number 21 is from So Precious Art, and we have another Picasso. I love it, love it, love it. This pattern is by the Crochet Zoologist on Etsy. The yarn for the polka dots effect was Fluffy Flex in pink and white. And the other yarns that she used was Parfait Chunky, Premier Chenille, Stash Skulls, and Hobby Lobby Adorable. And she used a Clover Amour crochet hook in 6mm. That pattern is definitely gorgeous. I think that would sell very well at a market. You have to let me know, ladies, if it does, if you do attend markets with these makes. Let's see, what haven't I used? Top drawer. Absolutely excellent top drawer. All right, number 22 is from Sunbreak Crochet. And you must have changed your Instagram name, because I'm pretty sure it used to be Sunbreak Cat. Yeah, you got me tricky. I had to go and change the link. Erin has made a caterpillar. So we have the cat and the caterpillar together. She said it was mostly from a free pattern by J&K Crochet and made modifications herself. The yarn is Elise Voluto with a 5.5mm hook. Excellent, and my favorite colors are purple. Love it. I love the caterpillar. All right, what are we going to say? That was a rip snorter, that one. Fantastic or excellent. All right, number 23 is from our friend Abby at Sunflower and Owl on Instagram, or Abby Sun Owl Fiber on YouTube. Now Abby has made Francis the Fruit Dragon, and she says arguably the seeds are not polka dots, but this is crochet. absolutely. Like we say, it is what you say it is. There is no wrong answer. And Abby has used loops and threads acrylic yarn in fuchsia, spring green, crimson and neon stripes in Red Heart Super Saver. Aunt Lydia's crochet thread for the eyes. All I can think of is the Handmaid's Tale with that one. Aunt Lydia's crochet thread. And leftover acrylic yarn for the black and white. She used a 4mm hook for the body and a 3.5mm for the fingers and toes, and a 2mm hook with doubled thread for the eyes. Wow, that was a lot of work by the looks and sounds of that one. And making things currently in acrylic, so much respect for everyone that does that, because I've had to take a break for a few minutes from mine because I was getting a little frustrated. All right, that was great or excellent. Thank you, Abby. I appreciate it. Next entry, number 24, is from our friend Thea Crochet Beast. Now, Thea has made a strawberry. So part strawberry, part bear. Now, she said that the seeds are her polka dot. Fair enough. So she used the strawberry pattern from the Whimsical Stitches book by Lauren Espy, and she changed to the bear color part way up. The muzzle and ears she just made up and attached. Very good. And I don't know how you came up with that. You must have been just going through words and they go, oh yeah, I could do that. What haven't I used? That was, I've forgotten half of what I should have been ticking off what I used. Did I say stupendous before? We'll say stupendous. Absolutely stupendous. Excellent work. Love it. And lucky last but certainly not least, number 25 is from Treen's Treasures. Now we have an octopus. Part octopus, part cat. Love it. Now she said it's simple but effective. Absolutely. She used the octopus pattern by the Crochet Code and then just embellished it to make it cat-like. And of course I used my favorite yarn from Zaddy Crafts. Beautiful, and she's put the dots throughout for the polka dots. Excellent. And I must admit, when I was making mine, I'd finish mine and going, yep, I'm done. And then I was looking at it and going, no, there's something wrong. I'd forgotten the polka dots, so I had to go back and add the polka dots afterwards. So, wow, what a first week it was. They have been taken off the wheels, so now I need to open up the wheels. And do the spins for the next fortnight. And I just had only found out during my last live that my American friends do not say the word fortnight. They say 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. So the Traveller's Wheel is every 2 weeks or once a fortnight. It's so hard to keep up with. Sometimes I feel like an alien in a different world, not a different country. All right, what shall we start off with first? The theme? All right, let's do the theme. Let's get it ready to show you. Spin. Please be good. Please be kind this week. Oh, what is it? Oh, okay. A mini make that is under 15 rounds. So it's going to be a quick make. So I will write that down. Mini make 15 rounds or smaller. That is good for the first one. Awesome. All right, now to go back into color. Oh, it's not going to give me an ad this time. All right, let's see what color our mini makes have to be. Are we going to have a normal color, or are we going to have something different? Oh, green and purple. So we can actually use two colors, green and purple, in our mini makes. That is much kinder for week number 2. I am just calling it weeks each time, even though it's 2 weeks or a fortnight each time, but we're up to week 2, and green and purple is the colors that we can use for our mini makes. Awesome, much happier with this week. All right, everyone, I am so looking forward to your entries. Now, let me, someone said I didn't give them the date that they are due by. So the next video for Traveller's Wheel will be on the 5th of December. So I need the entries. So for our US friends, that will be the 4th of December. So I need them by the 4th of December, as early as you can. The day before, if you can, that would be really appreciated. Like I said last time, we can't use hashtag TW because I didn't realize that stands for trigger warning. So we are not using that hashtag. We are just using hashtag Traveller's Wheels, and I look up both spellings. They're coming up on Instagram, that's fine. Or you can email me at travelcrochetau@gmail.com, and I get those and tag me in the posts as well. So eventually I find it. Hopefully I found everyone's for this week. I looked many times and triple checked and hope that I got everyone. So if I did miss you, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to. Let me know and I will say something in the next video. But otherwise, go and make all your mini makes in green and purple. Yes, 15 rounds or less. Until next time, guys, thanks for joining in, and we'll see you next time. Bye.